Hello everyone, Deb here. I am here with 52 Weeks of Colorspiration. It's a collab it was the brainchild of Brandy at Left-Handed Crafter, and it's formally just the two of us. However, at least two people have played along, and those that I know of were Coloring with Tess and Polly's Pretties Coloring and Crafting. So be sure to check them out. I don't think they've played along recently, but they have played along, sometime this year, and several times in Polly's case. Um, so I missed last week, so I apologize. I sent an email to Brandy. I don't know what my problem is, but that's a different story. So I did two pages, and that's why you're looking at this book when our end of month we do the same page, and that page is out of this book. So I actually did this one first, and it's sort of along the same theme as the one I picked out of this book. So without further ado, I'll just show you. Well, no, I'll tell you what I used first. I used alcohol markers on both of them. I kept it very simple. I think on the second one I did use a little bit of a glitter gel pen. But these are all Stampin' Up, and honestly, most of them are retired except the Granny Granite and this one. This is Pumpkin Pie Light, Gray Granite, Light and Dark, and all of these are, oh no, and this is the new yellow, which I wish I hadn't used, but it's the Darling Duckling or something like that. And then these are Just Jade Seaside Spray. I only have the light, so I use that. And light Magenta Madness, and you can see I have stuff on me. And then, let me see if I can get these off my desk. Yeah, Just Jade. I really like Just Jade. The other ones, and I like this one too, Magenta Madness. All retired. And then I also used some Altenew colors. I believe I used, and I honestly, I'm not going to tell you that any of these are available because these coordinated with their old ink colors. So they had sales on all their old ink. So I bought a whole bunch of it and their markers they came in sets. Well, they then retired those colors and went with roundish ink pads or something, which I don't have more than two or three of, and didn't, so I'm not buying any more markers, but they're nice. B502 I use for the sky. These two browns, mostly this one. Y762 and Y932 for tree trunks. And these were the water, B314 and B216. And this went with the gray granite for something you'll see. All right, let's just show you. It's tropical. And I did not do any shading other than I used the dark Just Jade for the underneath of the tree leaves. This is Altenew. These are Altenew. This red is Altenew. And then all the rest is Stampin' Up. And I actually started using the darker brown, which I kind of tested, and I knew it was dark, but you couldn't really see the lines of the tree, so I just figured that's the shadow of the leaves, and that's my story, and I'm sticking with it. And that would have been a good color if there were coconuts on those trees, but there's not. And then I used the rest of it, this sort of chocolate brown color, which is the Y932. And then this, I actually colored the leaves first, then this whole thing. Then the wave, the sky, and then the waves, and then the tree. I did it all kind of backwards. And I really shouldn't have done that because I would have rather striped the tree instead of the waves. And I think this is AI because they kind of messed this up. There was a little extra line here that really shouldn't have been here because this whole section, anyway, I just made that whole section that blue. And I have some um Wish I hadn't done that moments. The whole hammock is one of them. Everything on the hammock except this, because this reminded me of my probably only bikini bathing suit I ever had. I was in high school, and at that time, all through high school, I weighed 93 pounds. Yeah, haven't seen those days in like forever since then. Anyway, the bikini was orange and it had a little cutout pinkish. I think it actually had pink edging around it because it was actually a cutout. So if you got suntanned or burned, you had a little heart, right up on the top. Anyway, it was really cute when I was thin. And then this was the Seaside Spray, and I thought it would be okay, but then the yellow kind of looked blonde. Ugh. Anyway, I just don't like the whole hammock the way I did it. And hindsight's 2020, I wouldn't have put the red stripes in either. I would have just kept it all neutral. Anyway, that's my piece this was for last Sunday, the 22nd of June, but I did it on the 28th, so I'm sharing it with you now because I need to have 52 weeks and hope that I inspire you in some way. Obviously, I'm not an expert colorist and I play around, and alcohol markers are easy, and these are meant to be bold and easy coloring books anyway. So I don't want to put a lot of, sometimes I do. I touch up stuff. I didn't do a lot of that this week at all. Okay, so for this page, here's what I used all Stampin' Up markers, uh, except this one, which is a gray, because Stampin' Up, I don't know, they have a black, but it's too dark when I want a dark gray, and their markers, their grays, some Moki Slate and Gray Granite aren't really dark enough. So anyway, I use this Altenew W607. And all the rest of these, this is the color remover. This is Shaded Spruce, which is current as far as I know. This is Polished Pink, which is retired. Yeah. And this is Mango Melody, which is retired. And then this is their Ivory, which comes in a 2-pack with a bronze. At least I think it still does. Those two come together in a pack. You can only buy the Stampin' Up ones in a 2-pack now. They used to sell them individually, because I wish they would have kept with that too, because I use the lights, it seems like a lot more, and I run out of the ink in those first, and then I got to buy a whole set. Anyway, I don't know if I will do that anymore. But that one was Flirty Flamingo, which tells you sort of what the page is. It's a flamingo. Cute, right? And I looked up hibiscus flowers. They actually come in a whole lot of colors, but I used the polished pink, and I used the Flirty Flamingo and Mango Melody, and here's the Altenew Gray. Just a little spot. I did end up using glitter gel pen on the 2 hearts. Those were the AN ones. And also I did color the center stems with the Mango Melody, but I went over them with sort of a yellowy green glitter pen. And oops, I'm way down, aren't I? I'm sorry. That's my page. I thought about getting out colored pencils and making this more feathery, but I actually let it dry after I did the first coat, and I just went back in with the light Flirty Flamingo again, and it did give it a little texture, but not really enough to make it look like feathers. But anyway, that's my page for this week. Please do go check out Left-Handed Crafter and see what she did, and I can't wait to see it too, so that hopefully I can get inspired. And then let's see, the day you see this will be Sunday, the 29th of June. Can you believe June is almost over? I cannot. Anyway, Monday I will have a video up at noon Eastern, and it's a buddy color with 2 people. So I'll share that at that time. Take care. Have a wonderful weekend and rest of your weekend and week ahead. And we're coming up on July 4th, which is a big day here in the United States, you know, our Independence Day, which hopefully we can keep our independence for a long time to come. All right, guys, take care. Hugs, love, and peace.